the latest tech.
I'm Alexa. I can answer your questions.
Interviews.
And we are evolving, and we are seeing an amazing opportunity that's happening.
Accessibility.
Accessibility is one of our core values. It's even a part of our mission statement.
This is Double Tap TV.
Welcome to Double Tap TV. Thank you guys so much for being with us each and every single week. This one's an exciting one. It's because it's that time of year where we celebrate the parents in our lives. So if you want to get involved, send us an email. The email address is feedback@ami.ca. Connect on social media. Send us something there. It's @DoubleTap Canada. Use the hashtag, which is AskDoubleTap. I am Marc Aflalo, and Stephen Scott is with me each and every single week. Stephen, I think that you would not disagree with me if I said that one of the most asked questions we get here on the show is, what do I get for this person in my life? What do I get for that person in my life? Because let's face it, it's not easy to shop for everyone, especially people like us who tend to just kind of go out and get whatever we want whenever it's announced or whenever we want to get it. It's hard to shop for us, right?
Oh, it is hopeless to shop. For me, it is impossible because unlike you, we see something. I mean, literally, there was a product that came out the other day, and it came out, say, on the Monday, and by the Monday night, it was in my Amazon basket, and it was being delivered on the Tuesday. I mean, my wife has got no chance when it comes to buying me something because it just appears in a box. And she's the same. She does exactly the same. So, it is really difficult. And I think that's the thing nowadays. There's people who are, because of the availability to just go and get what you want online especially and have it delivered to you, in some cases within hours, not even within days, within hours. Why wouldn't you just want to jump on and just buy what you want? Which, of course, does make it very difficult for gifting. Yeah, no, definitely does. You know what? So this week we're going to do something that we do every year around this time, which is we're going to break down some tech-themed gift ideas for the moms and tech-themed gift ideas for the dads. And while we're at it, Stephen, let's throw in the grads just because it rhymes. Absolutely.
Moms, dads, and grads. And it's that time of year, right? We have Mother's Day, we have Father's Day, and we've got graduation time.
Yep.
So it's an opportunity for us to really kind of break it down for you guys and give you some ideas. And the funny thing is, when it comes to saying the words tech-themed, this really means anything that has a battery, right?
Battery or plug attached. Yeah. Cool. I love it.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So thanks to you guys at home, we got a lot of feedback. We did the call out on social media. We said, what do you want? What do you want to get for your mom? What do you want to get for your dad? And we got lots of emails. Funny enough, we didn't see a lot of action on Twitter, but I got like a dozen emails. So we're going to try to get to as many of those emails as possible. And they span really throughout not only the country, but there's some places in the world that I didn't expect we'd hear from, thanks to social media. So what are you guys out there shopping for? Who are you shopping for? And what are those ideas going to be? Are you ready for it, Stephen?
I'm ready.
Okay, this is Double Tap TV, talking all things moms, dads, and grads. Get involved if you want to. It's feedback@ami.ca, the email address. Of course, on Twitter and all social media, it's @DoubleTap Canada with the hashtag, which is AskDoubleTap. We will be right back.
For more great Double Tap TV content, visit AMI.CA/DoubleTap. This is Double Tap TV.
Welcome back to Double Tap TV, talking all things moms, dads, and you know what? We're throwing in the grads this time of year because everybody needs to buy a good graduation gift for that child in your life. Maybe it's a grandchild, and it rhymes. So, we're going to add that into the mix. Moms, dads, and grads. I am Marc Aflalo, Stephen Scott by my side. Stephen, you got any moms, dads, and grads in your life?
I do. I've got mum, dad. A grad, I don't think so, but certainly mum and dad for sure. It is really difficult to buy, especially for parents sometimes, because, especially when you talk about tech-themed gifts, because let's be honest, some mums and dads aren't really into their tech. But that is, I think, until you buy them some tech. What you've got to do is you've got to think carefully about this. And I know we're going to get into a whole range of different options for, mums and dads, but I think about my mum first, because she's not particularly techie. She's not particularly tech savvy. But I decided one year to get her a Kindle. And I should be clear, a Kindle tablet, or a Fire tablet as they call them now. They were Kindle tablets at the time. But now, of course, they're the Fire tablets, which are very similar to iPads, very similar to your Android tablet, where you can download lots of different apps, you can read books, you can watch movies, play games, all the stuff you can do, in a much cheaper package than, say, an iPad. I didn't want to spend that kind of money. However, I get her the Fire tablet, and it sits in a drawer for the best part of a year. She doesn't touch it. She doesn't go near it. I try and spend time with her, showing her what she can do with it. She doesn't really take any interest. The following year, I buy my dad an iPad. And for some reason, and I don't know what it was, how this came to be, but she must have picked up in conversation that you could play solitaire on the iPad. And she loves solitaire. She grabbed the iPad from his hands, never using an iPad in her life. And suddenly she's playing solitaire all night. And then it was, she wanted to follow me on Facebook. I didn't like that so much, but she did it anyway. You know, and so it went. Suddenly we had, you know, she was into all these different apps. She was into Amazon. She was buying stuff using my dad's card, obviously. You know, and that was it. So off it went. And it just seemed to me it was about the right gift and the right application.
Jennifer writes us from Toronto. She sent an email to feedback@AMI.CA, like you guys at home can. Says, hey guys, I'll try and help with a mom idea. I'd really like to get one of those massaging Theraguns for Mother's Day. I think it would be really helpful. I can't even speak here. I think it would be really helpful for my back. Does that count as tech? I think that counts as tech.
It's got a plug on it, hasn't it? Yeah, I think absolutely. And you know, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know, but I don't imagine it's out with the wit of technology people to have created a smart version of one of these. You know, what you really want is one you can just, you know, talk to and say, down a bit, up a bit, left a bit, right a bit, that's it. You know, that kind of thing. That would be quite cool. But
my wife has one. She actually bought one. I think we got it for her maybe last Mother's Day. For those of you guys who don't know what we're even talking about, the Theragun is one of these. It's a percussive device. It's called a Theragun because you hold it almost like a gun. There's like a nice big handle, a black handle to it, or depending on the color that you get. And there's various levels of percussive or massaging that is intended to basically be a powerful massager for different parts of your body. So if you have a knot in your back, you can really dig in deep because it has a tip at the end that just kind of constantly pulsates at incredibly fast speeds. So it really does work. And the guys at Theragun, they make not only the Theragun, there's a Theragun Mini, there's the medium one, there's a larger one, they're rechargeable, which is pretty cool. And they're super quiet too, so it's not like you're gonna, you know, wake up the entire world by this giant massaging thing. So in short, it basically, Stephen, it vibrates the hell out of a spot on your body. I know that you could take that in many different ways, and I'm not gonna let you do that.
Oh, well, fine.
But there's lots of versions, there's lots of sizes. They also have the Wave Roller from Therabody. They've got the Power Dot, all part of the same family. I think it's a pretty good idea, especially for moms who suffer from different aches and pains.
Do you know, that's a great idea to bring this up because, you know, often when we get asked about technology, everyone's expecting us to talk about, you know, just buy them an iPhone. That'll solve everything. And hey, maybe one day iPhones do vibrate, so arguably you could hold it on this orbit and, you know, just get someone to call you a few times. That could work. But, you know, I don't think that's really what an iPhone's for. So, yeah, perhaps you might want to think about something more applicable to the job. And this certainly would do that. And I think that's the point. There's so many of these now. You get vibrating chairs. I don't know if you've ever seen these. I once went to an exhibition where I got the chance to sit in one of these big... you tend to find them at the mall. You get these big massage chairs that you know, put a few coins into, and suddenly you're sitting there and you're just relaxing and you're all chilled out. And... I wanted one of those for the house, and I tried one at an event, and I fell asleep in it, which was quite embarrassing because I tend to snore.
Of course, you'd like one of those, Stephen. As long as you can lay back horizontal, you are a happy man. Okay, Lindsay writes us from Regina, Saskatchewan. She writes, how about Apple Watch bands? Those are always fun to get for any occasion. That's a very good point. That's a really, I mean, there's so many different Apple Watch bands out there. I think that you can make sure that you get one that someone doesn't have, right?
Can I just say, it's really nice to get some female perspective on this show. Because, you know, we are just, we think we so focus on the tech itself, don't we? We're so bad at this. We're so bad at this job, Mark. But we focus on the tech, and we don't think about the nice parts of it. The watch bands. That's a great present idea for someone. Just make sure when you're buying it, though, you make sure you buy the right size. You know, make sure you check what model the watch is. Make sure you're buying the right bands. Be careful of some of the dodgy ones you get on some of the, you know, dodgy sites or, you know, less reputable sites because, you know, they may not be the best material and all of that. So just be careful.
Listen, I went out and I've got a little secret here, guys. Okay, if you've got, you know, a spouse or someone in your family who has an Apple Watch, try to get them the same size Apple Watch that you have. Why? That allows you to share in the little gift giving, you know? You can swap watch bands back and forth. Now, this doesn't work with like the solo loops and stuff that are specific sizes, because those are, my wife wears a 4 and I wear like a 9. But I bought her this watch band that I'm wearing right now. It's this beautiful orange Hermes watch band. And notice how I say I bought it for her, but it's on my wrist.
Hang on a second, dear. You don't like this Batman watch band I've bought? Huh, well, if you don't want it, I'll have it.
Stephen, there's nothing on your wrist.
Yeah, there is that, yes, but let's just move on from that.
Okay, Wendy writes in with a bunch of ideas for moms, and she writes this. Okay, anything from Dyson, especially hair dryer with all the attachments. That's a good one. A Wi-Fi connected air fryer. Okay, that's a good one. And Yves Saint Laurent just announced a custom lipstick maker called Rouge sur Mesure that works as a scanner, and then you make the color that you just scanned right there and use it. That's pretty cool. We're gonna have to look into that. Those are one of, you know what? There was this company that made it was a 3D printer for makeup, but you actually it scanned and actually painted on your face as you actually used it. That was a pretty good one. This is pretty neat too. Like if that actually lets you just scan any color in the wild and suddenly make a color lipstick, that's pretty neat.
Can I tell you a quick story on this? Because this is fascinating, right? The 3D printing materials and the capability now allows people who have prosthetic eyes, this isn't fully fledged yet, but it's getting there, to down the line be able to, if something happens to their eye, or it's just getting damaged over time, they can print out a new one at home. I mean, how cool is that? My wife, who has a prosthetic eye, has to go to a certain clinic, spend days getting a cast made, going through the process. It has to be hand painted. She could literally just get it emailed. The design could be emailed to her, and she could print it out at home while she's having her cereal. I mean, it's incredible where this technology is going.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Dyson, you know, she mentioned Dyson, especially their hair dryer. I mean, we've got a Dyson vacuum, we've got the Dyson hair dryer. I think she's got a Dyson hair curler. They're not the cheapest things in the world, but they do last, and they are really good. And they use that, you know, cyclone technology to blow really, really strong on the hair dryer, which is pretty cool. And air fryer, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys, are you into the whole air fryer phase in the UK? I don't think so.
Of course. Look, we've got QVC,
really?
Right? Of course.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Absolutely. I mean, look, this is not a country that prides itself in any way healthy. But at the same token, air frying makes it just a little bit healthier. So, you know, you can have exactly the same food, but you can have it just a tiny bit healthier. Less oil.
I'm just not into it. I haven't tasted anything in the air fryer that tastes incredibly good that I would say, oh, I need this. Anyhow, whatever.
You should come to
air
Scotland
fryer with
because
Wi-Fi.
I guarantee you, come to Scotland because nothing here tastes good. So it doesn't matter.
So if it tastes that much better, it could be that much better. Okay, we've talked about some mom stuff. Of course, there are more ideas, so check out our social media at DoubleTap Canada. If you want to get involved, the hashtag is @DoubleTap. Let's take a quick break and let's come back and let's talk about the dads and grads in our lives. Because, you know, we're giving you the ideas here for Mother's Day, Father's Day gift ideas, and of course the grads. So stick around. It is DoubleTap TV. He is Stephen Scott. I am Marc Aflalo. We'll be back with the dads and the grads. Stick around.
For more great DoubleTap TV content, visit AMI.CA/DoubleTap. This is DoubleTap TV.
Welcome back to DoubleTap TV, talking all things moms, dads, and grads as we approach Mother's Day and Father's Day and graduation time of the year. Moms are out of the way. I am Marc Aflalo with Stephen Scott by my side. Stephen, the dads tend to be, I think, the most asked about because we just kind of get what we want when we want it, right? And we have a lot of stuff when it comes to, you know, any kind of gift. So, you know, ties and belts, and those are always fun, right?
That's always rubbish. I mean, it's always the rubbish that you get. I mean, that's the thing as a dad. You expect to get the worst presents. Socks, belt, ties. It's always very boring. And, you know, there's so much tech out there you can buy for dads on a whole wide range of categories. And I know we've got some questions about that, but I'm really intrigued to hear what people are thinking because I have to say, that last segment was incredible. We've got some great ideas in there from our audience about what to buy for their loved ones.
Listen, we've got some honorable mentions coming up too, things that we thought of ourselves, but as you said, the audience really kind of delivered on this one. So why don't we dive kind of right into it and go and start with Jason from Peterborough. So Jason writes us, he goes, "You can't go wrong with tools. And if you're looking for a good line of connected tools, look for Milwaukee. You can control tool settings over Wi-Fi and even track them. That is actually a really great idea because you know what? I'm a big Milwaukee fan, and I remember about 3 or 4 years ago they did send me one of their Wi-Fi connected, multi-tools, like a drill that has a hammer drill mode and all this stuff. And you can, with Wi-Fi and connecting to the actual tool, you can control the intensity of certain things. I mean, obviously super important and super cool for construction sites and people who manage tools, but as just a regular kind of dad at home who wants to use a tool and have some really cool features to it, Milwaukee's a pretty good brand.
I've never heard of Wi-Fi connected tools before. This is the first time I've ever heard of such a thing. That is incredible. I will say, for me, if you're buying me anything, what I'd love is a smart hammer. And what I'd like the smart hammer to do is to kind of guide me into how hard I should hit something. So like, as you hit, it gives an audible ow, and then a ow, and an ow. It kind of tells you, right, you're doing this too hard. That's what I think would be a brilliant idea. Does Milwaukee do that?
They don't have a smart hammer. I mean, I have seen hammers that do go ow when you use them, mostly for toddlers and little kids. I'm not sure they'd be terribly useful for your particular application, though.
Everything in my house, if it needs put up on the wall, or it needs to be, if it involves a screw, it gets hammered. Every time, it just gets hammered. That's the way to do it, Mark. That is the simplest way. I'm telling you, from one DIY professional to another, this is the way to do DIY at home. Just take a hammer to everything.
So Sandeep writes us from Vancouver and says, there's a Sony camera I want. It's smaller than a traditional DSLR, but lets you use their E-mount lenses. I can't remember the exact model, but I think there's a ZV and a 10 in it. Sandeep, I actually know exactly what camera that is. It's a camera I have, it's above me right now. It's a Sony ZV E10. And as he described, Stephen, it's actually a pretty good camera because it's really compact. It's kind of like point and shoot size, but it shoots 4K. And it does let you use Sony's E-mount lenses. So if you're into that ecosystem, and people tend to be kind of loyal to camera brands, right? So we've been using Sony's for a very long time. This is one of the ones that I said, yeah, I got to get because, number one, it's under $1,000. You can get it for $8.99 Canadian, probably even lower if you shop around for it. Really, really good camera. I think you've tried this one too, right?
Well, I've tried the previous generation, and I completely lost the name of what it was, but there was a previous version of this.
The ZV-1.
The ZV-1, that's it. And
with no interchangeable lenses on that one. That was just point and shoot, but still a great camera.
Which I thought was quite good. I mean, it's interesting. I've heard in the last couple of months about an innovation Sony is making into the camera market for spoken menus on cameras. Apparently there's a camcorder floating around. I haven't seen this, but I've heard rumour of it, of a camcorder that has actually got in it spoken menus. So if you're blind, or at least low vision, I would say, and you want to do, I mean, I think back to James Rath, who was on our show, talking about being the blind filmmaker, and how he always wanted to be able to really dig into the settings of a camera, but couldn't because of his vision. But actually for him, using a camera, getting his eye up close to that viewfinder, really helped him be able to see the world more, because that opened up the world to him. So if he could just read the menus, it would be easier, and that's apparently coming. So Sony doing some interesting work in this space, and maybe it'll filter down to cameras like these, which I think, let's be honest, these are proper consumer cameras, but they're good cameras as well.
Mark writes us in from Beaconsfield. He goes, a new monitor is always a good choice. I like that. And Samsung just released a smart one, but I'm not sure the model or the price. Stephen, I'm giggling a little bit because you and I were talking about this a couple of days ago off the air when Samsung just announced this one. Tell us about this monitor because it's pretty cool. It almost rivals some of the Mac monitors that are out there.
Oh, it's way better in some respects because of the technology built in. So Samsung launched the M8, M for Mike, number 8. That's a new monitor, a new smart monitor, which is an upgrade from last year's M7. They also had an M5. That was a 27-inch version and a 32-inch version, the M5 being the 27 and the M7 being the 32-inch version. Don't know where the numbers come from, but that's the way it is. The M8 is just one release this year, and that's a 32-inch version. The difference here from previous generations of this is that it has different colors. It comes in lots of different styles. Very iMac-like. You know, you imagine you could put this next to one of these new colourful iMacs and maybe even a new colourful MacBook Air if they ever bring them out, which it looks like they will. So, you know, really nice, beautiful monitor. But here's the thing, the Samsung M8 and the M7 as well, they have really cool features in them. So they have all the smarts of a smart TV. It even comes with a remote control. You can treat it like a TV, but without the TV tuner inside. So you can't watch live TV unless you watch it via an app, which of course you can do via the Samsung TV Plus app. So, you know, there are ways to do this. You can connect to your monitor in different ways. There are physical connection ports, HDMI, and there's even a USB-C port, which can, you know, actually connect to your laptop, connect you up, get your monitor from your screen from your laptop or whatever onto your monitor, and also charge your laptop at the same time. But you've also got wireless connection options. You can connect via remote desktop if you're on a PC. You can even AirPlay directly from a MacBook or an iPad or even an iPhone straight to the screen, and that transfers the audio as well.
Listen, guys, I hope you got some ideas from this week's show. Lots of stuff we can throw out there. There's a DJI mini drone, the SE, which is $349 if you got somebody who wants to get into the spring and summer mode, which is lots of fun. And, you know, headphones from lots of companies like Sennheiser and Ultimate Ears, lots of things we could have talked about. And on Chromebooks, don't forget Chromebooks for those grads out there. You know, Acer is making a great line of Chromebooks out there that really rival most PC laptops these days. So do check them out. Lots of stuff. Follow us on Twitter at DoubleTap Canada. If you want to get involved, the hashtag is AskDoubleTap. And send us an email like everybody did today. It is feedback@AMI.CA. So happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day, happy graduation to those people in your life. We'll hope to see you again on our next edition of DoubleTap TV.
Hosted by Marc Aflalo and Stephen Scott. Editing Jordan Steeves and Marc Aflalo. Voiceover Anna Vicino. Integrated Described Video Specialist Ron Rickford. Coordinating Producer Jennifer Johnson. Director Production CARA Nye. Director Programming Brian Perdue. VP Content Development and Programming John Melville. President and CEO David Arrington. Copyright 2022 Accessible Media Inc.